Welcome to 3DOptix tutorials. Today we are going to review file creation and ways we can save and manipulate our project file in 3DOptix. First, we are going to go to the top left of the website and click on Create and choose a new setup. This will bring the dialog box up so we can name and change some of our initial parameters for our file. So we'll put in a setup name first, simply naming it Tutorial Creating Files. Next, we'll go to the scene type. Now we can choose General or Lab. General will just give us a grid, and Lab will give us a nice little breadboard to work with. I always like choosing Lab because I do like the breadboard. Next, our units. We can choose metric or imperial. We'll keep it as metric. The public-private setup. So we can set this private if we want only ourselves to view it, or public if we want to upload it to the warehouse for everybody to see. We'll choose public. And for labels, if we have a specific design that we're prototyping in 3DOptix, we can select that here, or just for a general design, we can select general, which is what we're doing today. And then, of course, a short description about our setup, which will give a simple description. And if your design is associated with a publication, you can check this checkbox next to this option, and you can fill those details in here. Since our design is not, we will not check this box. Okay, so now everything is set up and we've named and chosen our initial options, so we're going to create our public setup. So the first thing we are going to do is run through how to modify the setup parameters we set when we started. If we go up to the top and click this down caret, we'll see there's a description box that comes up. If we click on that description box, our initial parameters will come up again and we can change our setup details. We can change anything that we initially put in and associate it with publication if we want to. And if we click update, it will update any of the categories that we've changed. We haven't changed anything, so we're going to click cancel. Let's close this down. Okay, the second way to change those setup parameters is to go to the top left taskbar and click on File and then Rename. This will bring up the same Setup Details dialog box, and again, we can change any of these parameters and click Update to update it. We'll click Cancel again. Okay, really quick, if we want to close out the project and move on to a new one, we can come up here again to the File tab, and we can either click Open or Control O or New Setup to pull up a new Setup Parameters dialog box. So if we do that, the new Setup Parameters dialog box will come up and we can choose another design. And once we click Create Private Setup or Public if we so choose, this will actually save our current design and open up the new design. All right, let's go ahead and hit Cancel here. Go back up to the File tab. Now, if we're done with our design and we want to go back to our main screen where all our optical designs are, we can go down here and click Close. If we do this, this will bring us back to the main view where all our files are, and we can select a new file. Let's go back into our current tutorial. Okay, and again, back up to the File tab. We can also make a copy of our design. This will again bring up the setup parameters dialog box and we can change any we want, make a copy. This will again close our current design, saving it, and open up the copy under the new name. Okay, go ahead and cancel this again. We will again go to the File tab, and we can also share our setup if we so choose. This will bring up a dialog box with a link here. Now we can share this link and send this to anybody. However, do notice that this link will only allow you to open up a web page where you can view the design and run the simulation. So it's not a completely shared project. All right, we'll close that. Going back up to the File tab again, we also have the ability to download the project. Here we go. We also have the ability to download the project in its current state in case we want to save versions of it or just want to save the design to our hard drive on our computer. We can also use the keyboard shortcut Control E. So if we do that, it'll ask us if we want to change any of our settings, and then we can download our file. It will save it to our local drive. Now do note this saves it in the native .opt format, and this file type can only be opened in the 3DOptix web interface. Okay, going back up to the file again, we can also save our current setup as a JPEG or a PDF. Now, this is only going to save our current view, so what you're seeing in front of you here. So if I was to save the image now and download it, it would just be an image of the breadboard as we see it at this point. And at the bottom of the list is import CAD. This supports .stp or .step file uploads, which is a common format we can get from photonics companies such as Thorlabs, Edmund Optics, Newport, and many others that supply optics and optomechanical mounts. Okay, and if we click on this, it'll open up a dialog box and it'll ask us where we want to choose our file and then import. All right, let's close that out. So those are a few ways to save our file, open up new files, and then download certain parts of our file or the entire project folder itself. Okay, I hope this makes it clear how to work with your current project in 3DOptix and make moving in and out of your projects easier.